Hey guys, Blake Bryan. This assignment's the discussion for week 1. It's going to be on ethics. Ethics is the most important part of law enforcement, criminal justice. I mean, it's one of the most important things in life if you're going to succeed. You can use, or you've got ethics is in everyday life. I think personally that ethics is more for professional use. If your personal life, if you don't use ethics personally on a day-to-day basis, people probably aren't going to like you that much, because ethics is basically what you do, when you do, and how you do. It's got to do with what you're doing at that moment, depending on what situation you're in, how you're doing what you're doing, what the manner is in which you're doing it. Are you doing it in a nice way? Are you doing it while being ill or agitated? Are you expressing it through your facial features, your hand gestures while you're talking? And it's when you do. Are you doing things on time? Are you doing what you're supposed to do when you're asked? Are you doing things you need to do without having to be asked? It's the foundation of any successful business type atmosphere. It's also going to help you run your personal life smoothly, keeping an organized house, keeping your vehicle inspected, keeping gas in it, oil changes. I mean, it can go from one end professionally to all the way to the other end just at your house, walking around, cutting your grass, weed eating, or if you see a spot you missed right after you cut your lawnmower off, are you going to crank it back up and go get that one spot and make it look exactly the way you want it to and how it needs to look, or are you going to say, the heck with it and be lazy and take the short way out and leave things not completed? That's part of ethics. Work-wise, professionally, it's going to make you stand out from other people that are doing the same job as you, because A, your boss is going to notice that you're doing things without having to be told to do things. B, if you're showing up to work early enough to not be in a rush, then you're going to be doing things more effectively, more proficiently, and more efficiently, because you're not going to be in a rush. Whenever you get into a rush from lack of ethical behavior, then you're going to hurry through things and mess them up, and so forth. But ethics is the foundation of anyone who is successful in life, no matter what they're doing. Law enforcement, you better have ethics or you won't be in it very long. You're either going to get fired or no one's going to hire you. So ethics is very important. It can get you fired quicker than anything. If you're on a call and you see something that nobody else has seen, but you know it's going to take more work if you point it out, don't be lazy. That you don't know what the victim's going through, and it may not be important to you, but just because it's not important to you doesn't mean it's not important. So don't be lazy. Do not cut corners. It'll bite you in the tail eventually, and do things the way you'd want them done if you were paying someone to do that. That is what ethics is to me, is performing as proficiently and efficiently as you can while doing so in a professional manner. Don't get an attitude with people. Don't talk back whenever you don't like the answer that's being given to you. If you're talking to a superior, that's part of ethics. If he's right and you're wrong, don't argue. Use chain of command, go by policy. All this stuff is part of ethics. It's not necessarily seeing an opportunity to commit a crime. I'm not going to compare ethics to morals, because ethics and morals are two different things. Morals is doing what's right, and not doing wrong. Ethics is doing the right things, but doing them in the right way and at the right time and that's not the same thing as morals. Morals and moral guidelines and ethical guidelines are two completely different subject topics. So don't get confused whenever you're thinking of morals and think that you're talking about ethics, because ethics is not that. Seeing something that's not yours that's sitting somewhere, somebody left a camera in a park. If it's not yours, unless you're gonna call 911 and turn it into the police, don't pick it up and don't move it. Going and taking that would not be unethical. It would be unethical if you wanted to call it that, but that would more or less be a immoral thing to do. It's a criminal act. Once you take a property that is not yours, it becomes a crime. So that would be a moral issue, not an ethical issue. If you're shaving time, leaving work early, and you're not supposed to, that is, and you're getting paid, that's unethical. If you're stealing money from work, that's immoral. That's a criminal act. That's the difference. But that's, in a nutshell, that's ethics to me, is doing things the right way at the right time and in the right manner. That's what you do, when you do, and how you do. And that is my opinion on what ethics is to me.